reach into your pocket.
Say welcome to the life of Ariana. Say hi. Look at it. Look at it. Say welcome to the Hi, welcome to Align with Ariana. I am Ariana, of course, your favorite psychic medium. I am able to go beyond the veil of life and death to connect with spirits that are sometimes nice and sometimes not so much. My content is very real and very true, so enter at your own risk. I'm going to connect with Kobe Bryant for a second reading. Kobe is here and he is ready to connect. Now, he's saying that on his journey and on his pathway to the afterlife, he has been a little bit, he's had some blockages. He's also had some spiritual things that have happened that has almost stopped or impeded his process to cross over. The reason why he has not been able to cross over is because he's still attached a lot to the earthly matters, and he is not going to release that until it's time. He is saying, however, Gianni got to where she needed to go. She is crossed over to where she needed to go. He made sure that happened, but he wanted to make sure that he could take care of a few things before. His biggest concerns were that he felt like that this time period that he's had here was very short, and he hasn't had time to complete the things that he wanted to complete. He is also talking about a few things that actually made his antennas go up or his radar go up as to why he's skeptical that this is not an accident. He is saying that this is an awful blown out murder, that he does not believe that this was an accident or something that just happened. He said during the process of when the airplane went down, he knows what he remembers. He knows how he feels. He knows what his experience is. I want to remind you that nothing of these reports have came out, as this is his experience as the spirit. Despite any type of reports that possibly could have already came out, these will not line up with any reports. I want to repeat that any information that I am getting from the spiritual realm should not align with any reports, as reports are man-made, and I am connecting directly to his spirit. His spirit is recounting what he remembers and how he feels. So he is actually saying that he feels that this was not an accident. He's saying that during the time when he did go up into the airplane, or during the time that they went up into the airplane, he did receive the call. He said his phone call related or connected to something in relates to DNA. He said there was a DNA testing that had taken place. He was DNA testing for some children. He's saying that there was not. There were two children that he was not completely sure about. Two children that he has. That he's saying that is connected to his marriage that is not 100% solid. He's saying that there was a lot of things that took place between him and his wife Vanessa. There were a lot of things that took place. He said a couple of months prior to this happening, he did find out about some things that he was very not happy about. He's saying that he realized that his wife had been in contact with a particular person or a phone number that he was familiar with, someone that he knew. He's also saying that this number could be connected to the pilot. So he's also saying that the phone number that he saw, that he knew, could have been connected to the pilot or had some connection to or relation to of the pilot. He said that there was actually a mishap, there was an affair, there was something that was going on a couple of months prior to this that he's saying. He's saying this has been going on for the last couple of years, probably he's saying the number 8 a lot. So he's saying that this has been going on for a couple of years, but as it relates to the number 8, I think he's talking about months. Are you talking about months? Yes, 8 months ago, he had found out some serious information that he felt like it would change his life. It would change the course of his destiny. The information that he said that he found out relates to the children that he now has. He said that the children that he does have, not the two girls, not Gianni and not her younger sister, the one that came after, not the two oldest daughters, but the two youngest daughters or two younger children. He said that it's a possibility that these children are not connected with him whatsoever. Okay, so yes, he is saying that these children are not connected to him. He's saying that Vanessa had been in another relationship with someone else. He is also saying that he was connected with someone else as well. And the particular person that he's saying that he was connected to possibly start with the letter J, because I keep saying the letter J. So he was connected with another woman, possibly the letter J that he was connected to. And this woman, he was very much passionately in love with. He's also saying that he wants you guys to know, and he does not want people to assume or think that this is disrespectful, but he's saying that he totally feels, his soul feels that this disconnection between him and his wife has happened a long time ago. This has happened because of a lot of things leading up to it. There was a lot of miscommunication going on between the marriage. The souls were not connecting anymore, and they were actually trying to depart from one another. They had been trying to depart for a very long time. He said this started about 8 months ago, possibly, that some really intense or really hard information has come up about this. He is not changing his mind about wanting to speak about it. He's 100% sure that he wants to talk about it, as he's saying this is possibly connected to it. He does not feel any guilt about it, and he said that currently now there is some type of battle going on. He's mentioning something about it was also possibly a custody battle that was going on as well. If he has any outside children, other children, possibly it was some type of custody battle that was going on, that he wanted to be connected with these children, and his wife did not want any connection with these children. Now, the children that he is saying these two boys are connected to, or the two other energies that I am picking up on, are children that he created with another woman. There is another woman. He said this woman, his wife knows about. She's very sharp and she's very quick-witted. But when it comes up against his wife, when it comes up to his wife, she is easily put down from his wife. His wife is fully aware of the situation, but she will not make public or make known to people, as she feels that this might ruin her reputation. I am getting all of this information from him. He is telling me that this information is very true, and he wants to talk so much about it. He said that he kept it a secret because a lot of the information he was trying to protect the children, even though he felt like the last two children were not his. He wanted to protect their information and all of this information. Now, he's saying that his daughter Gianni knew a lot of information that was going on between the mother and him. She feels like she doesn't have a voice and she wasn't able to get this out. He is saying that Gianni knew a lot of this information, but she chose to keep secret about it because she loved her dad. That is why she was always with him. It was more so that she felt the disconnection between the mother and him, but she was very drawn to her father because her father took her up under his wings. And the mother almost seemed like she wanted her to choose sides or pick a side. And Gianni was not going to pick a side. She was very sure and very happy about being with her father, so she decided to hang around him more and be with him more, as his energy was more magnetic to her. He's also saying that he knows that Vanessa had someone. She actually had, he's saying that there's possible that there were two other counterparts or two other male energies that she could have been with. I keep seeing her energy pop up with this particular guy, and he is saying that it might be connected to his pilot. He's saying that, okay, so he is saying that Vanessa's energy possibly could have been connected with a pilot. There could have been an ongoing, some type of connection or relationship to the pilot. This has been something that has been going on for a long time. He's saying that he did not know for sure, but he knew the day that he was passing away because he saw the look. And he's also saying that there was another connection between another guy that is possibly a professional athlete as well that has some type of connection with her. He said that he is not afraid to talk about it, nor is he afraid of any type of things that might come up because he feels very protected. And he also feels as though this intention was done out of spite. And he also he's saying very much so that he is more so hurt that Gianni did not get a chance to live out her life the way he wanted to. He had plans for her. He had an account set up for her. He had things set up for her. But he feels that a lot of that was taken away to go to his wife. Now, I want to remind you that the connections that they had between husband and wife, what I am picking up on is that the connections were not there. There was no emotional connection, there was no mental connection, and there was no love connection. What I am picking up is that the connection had died out a long time ago. It took some time to get the paperwork in order from what he's explaining. He said the reason why he could not release her from the paperwork was because she had some legal ties to all of the finances and all of the accounts and all of the information. Everything that he was going to receive, even from litigation, he's talking about a litigation process, everything that he was going to receive was going to go to Gianni. Every single thing was going to her. He made sure that it was going to go to Gianni and his next daughter is, he's saying someone with a B. Someone with a B. Possibly her name might be Bianca or something with a B. But he is saying that all of the money and the earnings were going to the two girls that he knew for sure. He was not for sure about two children. Even though he was very skeptical, he still did his duty and his role as a father because he said he could never turn his back. He said he found out the news. He said when he found out the news, it was a shot in the heart. It was so much power that it literally took his breath away, and he tried to mentally escape. And this was right before he was getting on the plane. This is right before he was getting on the helicopter. This is right before he was leaving to go. He said that he received this information. Now, this information took him by storm. He was not 100% okay with going. He had a lot of anxiety. He had a lot of pressure, and he said that he even had a drink or so before he got on the plane because of the information that he received was so high in pressure and anxiety. He said that he wanted to release Vanessa a while ago, but he could not because legally he didn't want everything to go to her. And he said that his attorneys had been working on trying to get everything moved or shifted over. He's saying that he was trying to get out of this relationship because he was not happy. He was not happy. And many people might say, why would this happen, or why would the connection be there? He was not happy in a union. He wanted to disconnect. And also as well with her energy, she was not happy as well. She wanted to disconnect. He said that there were many attempts to disconnect before, but he was not able to. He's also saying that he knew that she had a stronghold on him. He's also mentioning about a doctor or seeing someone, a priest, a doctor. So it is very possible that someone could have put some type of love root or love connection to make him be in love. Now, okay, so he is saying that he wanted to leave on many attempts and many occasions. He's also mentioned that he felt like someone was very delusional or had some type of mental state that kept them trapped into creating a false sense of reality. Now, what he is telling me is that he feels this very strongly with his wife. He does not feel this with the other woman that he was connected to. He said this other woman that he was connected to, he feels like it was a second life, a new breath. And he wanted to make sure that he could still connect with this woman, but he wanted to give everything as it relates to finances, monies, titles, names, deeds, everything as it relates to his career over to his two daughters. The last two daughters, or he's mentioning children, he was not 100% sure about. He said that he did receive a call that a DNA test had came back and the children were not connected to him. He said this would never come out, so he will speak his truth on this. He will speak his way through this because this information possibly would never come out due to shame or guilt or a lot of things that could come up. But he said he doesn't feel that it would ever come out, and he wants to talk about it. He's also asking for this to be shared in a public manner. So at first I was not going to release this information, as you know, due to the simple fact that it was a lot of information. But he's also saying that he wants this to be released in the public manner because he wants people to see her for who she is. He's also saying that he wants people to see the light of the situation, that many times in situations people stay when they should just simply walk away, let go, or move on. He's also mentioning that he did have a serious or heated battle between this company, a pharmaceutical company. He said many of you already know this, but it was a pharmaceutical company that he was battling. He was fighting for a particular name, and he was fighting to continue the name, possibly the name of his basketball team. He's also saying that many of you already know this information, but what you don't know about this information is that he has already legally had the rights to the name, and it was legally approved for he had won this case already, that the case or the battle that this was in, that it had ended. He was just waiting on some legal papers to be signed off, but he had won this case, and he was taking the winnings and the earnings to another country to start another organization or basketball team to connect. He wanted to make sure that other people from, especially people that were related to a melanated descent, had a new beginning, a new start. He was all about uplifting and empowering anyone, but he wanted to make sure that other people in other countries had a chance to live their dreams. So he was starting this company. What he's also saying is, what you don't know is that the company was, they had won the rights to use the name, and they had started the legality or the legal paperwork for the team's name, and a lot of that foundation, a lot of that was going to his daughter. She was going to be more so of like the face of this new beginning, this new start, his daughter, and a couple of other people that he's saying that he connected to in the NBA industry, in the basketball industry. They were going to connect. They were also trying to get the children involved, so that's why he was going to be using his daughter for this. He's also saying some things that you don't know is that the contracts were already signed, they were done and taken care of. He said that he knows that a lot of this might seem like it's connected to this because all of the fingers point to it, but he's saying that this was a personal issue. This was something that was done to him from someone that knew him, not someone that did not know his routine. He said that he felt completely off guard because he received the information and he did receive a look from the pilot. He said that the pilot gave him this look that he could not take back. He said that the look that he felt was a let down, mistrust, misuse. He said that he was not able to put the pieces together until now, but he's saying that this was connected. He's also saying that it was possibly a connection between the pilot and his wife, and they wanted to be together. And it was more so, if I can't have you, then I will have nothing at all. I also sense that this connection is very heavy and very intense, as many other energies were involved. They are here and they are ready to speak. I keep picking up on a young girl that it wants to talk about her experience, and she wants people to know that this was a very sad, unfortunate situation, and she wants you to know that she is trying to connect with all of her family members. She possibly has a sister by the name of someone with a C, Caitlin, or someone with a C. She possibly has a sister by someone with a C, but she wants to know, she wants her sister and her or cousin to know that she loves you very much. Many of the people that were in the aircraft, that was in the helicopter, they are very taken back, and they were as surprised, but they knew that this was more like a team situation. They felt like they tried to keep their light going the best way that they could. They were losing a lot of their light source, losing a lot of their energy simply because of the fear that took place. There was a lot of fear, there was a lot of anxiety, things were very loud. They are also saying they did not remember hitting anything. They just remembered the loud noises. They did not remember hitting anything before they went down. They remembered the loud noises. They remembered the smoke filling up, and they remembered things happening to them instantaneously. The things that they are recounting is the feelings and the emotions that they had. And these are very deep, you guys. These are very deep and very true emotions. These are very real. I feel them. I have chills all over my body. They said that it was very, very cold that day, but it was supposed to be something that was quick. They were going to get there, so many of them did not wear like any type of jackets or anything to cover themselves up, but they could feel the chill as it was getting closer to the final hours. They also said their biggest thing that they wanted to complete or say was that this journey was one that they can remember, one that they never thought that would end like this. And I'm also getting that someone had a cut on their wrist. So someone got cut on their wrist while the plane was going down. It was something that flew off, and they got a cut on their wrist really, really bad. So some of this particular person, I believe it's a female, is a mother. She said that she's the mother of possibly someone that starts with a C or has a daughter, maybe a second daughter with a case, something with a C. She's saying that she had a cut on her wrist, and she was bleeding. She had a cut on her wrist, and she was losing a lot of blood loss from that. She's saying that everyone was very intensified. The fear couldn't be more real. I want to remind you guys that none of these reports have came out about this information. These are things that I am picking up on the spiritual realm. And though they are very strong, they're very intense, and they could hurt, it is very important to know that these things come through the psychic realm, and what I do is for entertainment purposes only. That many of this information, or many of you might think that this information might not be well put together, or might not be important to say, but I connect with spirits. I really don't focus on others' energies or reports or anything. I don't focus on reports or other people's energies on what you may think or how you may feel. I only report what I am given through the spiritual realm. My ancestors, my guides, and my spirits are very intuitive, and they're very strong in connecting me with giving me the right information. And not necessarily the right information, but making sure that the truth of what this individual wants to talk about is this individual's truth. Now, what I will say is that all of this information has not been proven or brought to any type of attention, but I will say that the information that I am connecting to, the energy of Kobe Bryant that I am connecting to, is very happy and relieved about getting this information out. He wants to express his deepest concerns to others, his deepest gratitudes. He thanks others for doing everything that they have been doing for him. He appreciates the candles and the way that everyone did that to help him walk into the light. But what he is saying is that he has a lot of unfinished business here on the earthly realm. He does not want to release that energy. He wants to help bring some type of truth or light to this energy. He has connected with many psychic mediums, many intuitives, many spiritualists through the cards, through any source of divination, through any source of spirit. He has connected with them. He wants others to know. That's why you will be able to see that many of the readers or spiritualists or intuitives have a lot of the same information. It is because he is very sure about this information and wants others to know about this, as he knows this might be harsh to handle, but he said it's not too hard for him because he accomplished a lot. Everything that he has done and built up was never to be torn down, as he's saying right now that it is not torn down, it's not going anywhere. He still stands as Kobe Bryant, and he is very sure about this information. He feels as though many of you might drive away from this type of information that's being brought up, but he doesn't care. He doesn't want others to feel any type of way. His connections is what he feels. He's saying that he wishes this could be another way. This could be another ending. He's saying that everything could have been settled. Everything could have been personally given out. But he said that money and the love of money has taken over in a lot of people. He wants to encourage you to tap into your highest gifts, to know that you are yourself great enough to accomplish anything in life. He wants you to know that you are valued, you are trusted, and you are honored. He wants you to know that he hears what you say to him. He hears the cry. He hears the mourning. He's also connecting very heavily to his mother's cry. He feels that his mother and his father are very deeply hurt by this. But right now there is a current battle between his parents and his family members and his wife, that this is not settling for neither of them. None of them, no one is happy between this. He said the battle is because this wife, possibly there is some issues about going forward and only doing some type of memorial, the location, the amount of people, whether to make it public or not. He's saying that this is the battle that he was trying to get away from. This is things that he was trying to mend. He's saying that he was going to mend his relationship with his family, with his mothers very, very soon, once he felt like he was at a better place in a way and disconnected from his marriage, but he wasn't able to get away quick enough. He said that he tried very hard to release himself from that energy. He wants his children, he said his two daughters, he wants them all. He said despite the energy, despite the information that he received, that the children, all children, still belongs in his heart space, and he will never disconnect from that. He's also saying that there were two relationships, two energies, two partners that came up for his wife, and he feels that the second partner was his pilot, someone that he trusted. But he feels as though as this information will not or has not come out or will never come out because of the depth that it can bring so many different emotions. I want to thank you for aligning with Ariana. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe. If you would like your own